Good evening, everybody, and I'm back for part 2 of this week's topic on faltering is not failure. Okay, for Adrenal Trinity Professional Group, I'm really excited about this topic. I'm more excited to be back to myself, my voice, my ability to carry the whole video and not feel like I'm gonna cough. I'm insanely excited, you guys. I have been, I actually shared a post where I went from hating my voice on camera to missing doing my recordings due to sickness. Like, it's crazy. And this is something I really want to pinpoint, especially for my business in general, you guys. I know I talked about it last week, but it really just kind of hit me just then, okay? But when you are in business, if you are not evolving as the owner of the business, your business cannot evolve. And oftentimes that requires mindset, that same mind that put the idea into practice, that same mind that incorporated the business, that same mind that dreamed up the concept for your products, for your clients, for your service, right? So your mindset has to remain positive, but you also have to evolve. There are so many things that I've learned in doing my videos. There are so many things that I've learned in researching topics and finding ways to help small business owners and help business owners in general, or C-suite people, and help them with their mindset and things like that. There's so much that I've learned, and I've evolved as a business owner on my own. So you can only imagine what I'm going to do when it comes to impacting you in your business, or impacting you before you even start, or while you want to start, or whatever area you are within starting and finishing and having a successful business. Verdrina is here. And I really feel like having positive people in your life, having people who are transparent, having people who are evolving as well really helps you on your journey, because you get to see that staying one way isn't always the best thing to do. Your company is evolving, your company is growing, your customer base is evolving, your customer base is growing. So shouldn't you grow with it? Shouldn't your products grow with it? Shouldn't your level of service, your level of commitment to your business and your vision, shouldn't that evolve and grow with it as well, right? So that was just a little sidebar, a little side break. But anyway, back to this week's topic. This week's topic, I focused on faltering is not failure. Faltering is not failure. And I need everybody to understand that. Oftentimes when you falter, or you stumble, or you get into a bad business deal with someone, or you get into a predicament where you thought this manufacturer was really going to match your demands, you thought that production company was going to match your demands and have their deliveries on time and all these things, we tend to beat up on ourselves. We tend to get in a position where we feel like we've lost it all. We've failed. It is the end. There's nothing else left for us to do. And now it's just time to pack it up, close it down, and go home, right? So in your falter, I'm going to repeat what I said on Tuesday's video. In your falter, there are so many opportunities for you to rebound from that. I gave the example on Tuesday's video about Jeff Bezos and how I'm sure he had some super late deliveries. I'm sure he had some issues where either the people absolutely didn't get the package, or he had to refund them on top of paying for his shipping to begin with through FedEx, UPS, or USPS, right? So all of these things became opportunities for him to learn. And in learning, he built an infrastructure to make sure that he does not repeat those same mistakes that he once paid somebody to make for him, right? So when you have the chance to observe, when you have the chance to have an open mind, when you have the chance to absorb and view something from different perspectives, it presents opportunities. And oftentimes those opportunities can be very lucrative. But if your mind is so boggled and focused on how it feels, not saying you can't focus on how it feels, you guys. I'm not going to say that, because if you're not emotionally invested into your company, how do you expect your customers to be, and your customers to want to be loyal to your brand because they've connected with you, right? So I'm going to say that. But when I say emotional, I don't want you to focus on the falter. I want you to focus on the rebound and how you can get better to continue, how you can get better to launch a new deal, how you can get better to launch a new contract, or get a new manufacturer, get a new producer, whatever it is. You use those opportunities to not stay there, but to get better, right? So when we think of faltering for bigger businesses, because I said that's what I was going to talk about in this video. For bigger businesses, your falter would be, I'm going to use Elon because he's always in the news, especially after his self-driving Teslas had to be recalled and have the software updated for the self-driving feature, right? I know a lot of people saw the movie on Netflix, and it just evaded me. I really wanted to see it really bad, and now I can't even think of it. But where he kind of got a little bit of bad PR, and the Teslas all crashed from the self-driving feature, right? So, of course, this was a slight falter. It was like a stray, right? It was like a stray bullet. Like, they were blasting a whole bunch of ideas in the movie, but Tesla just so happened to catch a stray, which was the self-driving cars crashing into each other. So this caused him to have to break down and look at, maybe there could be some truth to this. Let me make sure I fireproof this. Let me make sure that the cars and everything that I've emotionally poured into my Teslas, right, is true to brand, it is true to safety, and it's going to be true to the customers who believe in this product and who have connected with that product, right? So in doing this recall, of course, his stock dropped. I won't say plummeted, because he's still, I think, last time I checked, he's still at about $700 a share. But at the time of him doing the recall, I think he dipped back into the fours, which is where he was mid to late last year for share prices. And at this time, you could be upset. I mean, without him even touching his personal wealth, without him even touching, any of his wealth from X or any other businesses that he has separate. Was it PayPal? I think that's what he has. And his astronaut company or whatever. Besides him touching those things, Tesla itself could take care of the issue, could take the brunt of the issue, but it presented an opportunity for him to gain even more capital, and in gaining that capital, he'll prevent repeating that same mistake. He'll prevent his software not being up to par. He'll prevent any other strays anybody wants to put in a movie against his idea or his passion, his product, right? So in preventing those strays and in shifting his perspective, we now have a car that is safer. On top of having a car that is safer, if you are in the stock market or seek to be in the stock market like I do someday, you got a big bonus. You bought Tesla at a dip. I mean, it didn't quite go half, or do split shares, kind of like Amazon did for a while. I think they're still doing split shares if I'm not mistaken, but it's all about perspective. Now, if I have, let's say he's gonna mass produce the Cybertruck, right? Like, the Cybertruck is a new thing. He's got to put software in that. He's got to get materials. He's got to get it built. He's got to, do all these things. I think he just opened a plant in Texas. So he's got a lot of things going on for Tesla. So if I needed the capital to continue my previous thing, imagine how much capital he raised by those people buying those shares at that dip. Did he really lose? He faltered, but he didn't fail. That's what I'm telling you guys. If you shift your perspective, if you keep going with your idea, yeah, this batch of dresses may have come out bad. Yeah, that batch of makeup may not be true to shade. Yeah, that new lip gloss may have a little rancid scent to it, whatever. But if you keep going, what's behind that can actually shift and push you into the next area of your business that you want to go. Let's say he wants to get away from the Model S. Let's say he wants to get away from the Model T, and he just wants to focus on the Cybertruck and build up on that hype. He now has the capital to do that based on people who don't even buy his product, but they buy his shares. But he faltered for the people who buy his product, but he won for the people who buy his shares. Do not look at a slight inconvenience as a failure, you guys. If the big boys are doing it, the hundreds of billions of dollars, they're faltering, but they're not failing. Of course, they have the financial backing to kind of pad the blow a little bit. But still, at the same time, if you tarnish your brand, you also tarnish your money. So I want you guys to keep going, y'all. Falter, but don't fail. And in faltering, what separates it from being a failure is your mindset and how you capitalize on the opportunity from there. Let's say you failed that one time and you had a bad business deal. Now you get a new person who wants to come in and invest in your business, be a silent investor, and just let you use that capital and run with it with your new idea, because that's where your mind is, instead of focusing on that little bad issue that happened, a little minuscule one, right? So keep your mind right, y'all. Shift your perspective, get yourself ready for your next rebound, and go and hit it. Of course, the Conscious Leader is still available. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Bye, guys.